Ladies, gentlemen and non-binary buds. Years ago, Mary Smeech wrote a graduation text that's become known as Wear Sunscreen. She urged others to do the same, so this is my own poor attempt at expanding on her lessons with those learnt from my own experience and the experience of others. The lessons begin here. Inside you is a spark of madness. Never let it go. The world will want you to tone it down, but if you're not hurting others, the world can get stuffed. That madness will drive you to heights you would never have reached otherwise. Vote. In Australia, you cannot waste your vote unless you misnumber your ballot or write or draw something stupid on it. Make a list starting with the most awful people with the worst policies and work your way towards the least objectionable. Those at the other end of the list may not be perfect, but they are better than the rest. Begin going for walks and eating right. Learn to meditate and cut down on things that are bad for you. Starting now, even in a small way, is easier than starting from scratch when your doctor inevitably tells you to do so at 40. Lead by example and only follow those who attempt to do the same. Be kind. Kindness is often underrated by the foolish and narcissistic, when in fact kindness is metal as. It requires strength of character, patience and thoughtfulness. Any selfish idiot can be mean. The mistakes people make matter less than what they do after making them. Own your mistakes. You don't need to be good at a hobby, you just need to enjoy it. It's never too late to start that thing you want to do. I started gymnastics at age 51, and even though I was always the worst in my class, by the end of the year I was much better at gymnastics than I had ever been before in my life. Political parties aren't sports teams. Sticking with your favourites when they're no good hurts you, your country, its people, and the future of everyone. Be yourself. Even if you're a complete dag. It's the only way to find those who love you for who you really are. Drink more water. That's it, just drink more water. The folks who are anti-trans now are the same as the people who battled gay rights, were pro-segregation and were against women voting. They must be fought. Ask for help. Most people will help if they're able. Help if you're able. You may not be able to change the world, but you can always improve your little corner of it. So start small, start local, and keep going. Every improvement, no matter how small or incremental, is still an improvement. Billionaires, big businesses, and politicians who are beholden to them are not your friends. They do not care about you. If you're working on a good habit or routine and it gets disrupted, just remember, the only way to fail is to not restart when you're next in a position to do so. Learn to say no. Learn to take other people's no's gracefully. If you have to say you're only joking, then the joke wasn't funny. Own your mistake. We're born single. Being single isn't a failure, it's the default setting. It's better to be alone than to be with the wrong person. Buy an alarm clock and put your phone in another room at night. Read, meditate, listen to music for 15 minutes instead of reading news or social media. It's a much nicer way to start and end your days. Listen to the most recent science from respected sources, not actors, billionaires, politicians or big businesses. Unfollow, unfriend or block people on social media who don't challenge you or bring joy to your life, even if they're family and friends. Those who care about you will understand, even if they're disappointed. The others, you're better off without. Always budget for less money than you actually have. Use the safety equipment. It exists because a lot of people who knew what they were doing found out the hard way they still needed it. Love what you love unashamedly. There are no guilty pleasures. If a professional friend is doing a job for you, don't ask for mates rates. You know they're already going to do their best for you. Asking them for a discount is just rude. Any day you make someone smile or laugh, that's a good day for both of you. There are many invisible disabilities. It's not your job to police whether someone is disabled enough. It's not their job to have to explain themselves. Be honest, but not needlessly cruel. You don't have to love your job, but if you're actively unhappy in it more than 50% of the time, get out. No job is paying you enough to destroy your mental and physical well-being. If you are given nudes by someone special, they are gifts. The onus is on you to not share them and to keep them safe from people who may get access to your devices. Do not send people unsolicited nudes. People who are nice to you but mean to folks in service industries are not nice people. They'd treat you the same if they thought they could. Similarly, the way politicians treat the most vulnerable people in your society is how they would treat you if they could. Vote accordingly. Wear a mask if you think you're unwell. It's just good manners. Remember, perfection is the enemy of good, and sometimes good is the enemy of finished. Be the best version of you can be. Never give up on that. Never stop trying, even when you fail. I have faith in you. So now go forward in all your beliefs and prove to me that I am not mistaken in mine. Now, go out there and embrace your madness. Zoom, 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 zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom.